Homemade natto recipe from Stay on the Health Track. The Japanese dish natto is perhaps the richest source of the elusive vitamin K2. Aside from vitamin K2, natto also contains the enzyme nattokinase. This is an enzyme that can help solve blood clots in the body. It is sometimes compared to aspirin, though without the negative side effects of aspirin. Nattokinase also breaks down the fiber-like proteins amyloid that can be found in diseases like Alzheimer's. In general, we would not recommend eating soy. But in the form of natto, where the organic bean has previously been soaked, then fermented, and containing large amounts of K2 and nattokinase, the benefits far outweigh the negative side effects. When you eat soy, it is important to have a diet rich in iodine because the isoflavones from soy affect the hormonal system and may depress the activity of the thyroid. Iodine is best gotten from fresh algae. Dried are okay, but care has to be taken not to constantly overdose with them, as they may affect the vitamin B12 levels in the body disfavorably. To get sufficient levels of K2, you only need around 80 grams of natto every third day. The K2 that you get from natto is mostly in the form MK7, and that will tend to stay around in the body for up to 3 days. Before you make natto, if you have never seen it in person, it may be of interest to buy some so that you understand what the taste and consistency is like. Asian stores often carry it. Your homemade natto will likely be somewhat different, as you may be using different soybeans. Also, if you can get ready-made natto, you will have some bacteria, Bacillus subtilis or Lactobacillus, that you can use for your own fermentation. But it is recommended that you get the bacteria spores separately. That way, your natto will be stronger, have a greater quantity of K2. The advantage of making your own natto is that you can be sure that it is organic, without glyphosate, which disturbs the intestinal flora, not genetically modified, and you can soak the beans so that you will minimize the amount of phytic acid. What you need for your homemade natto: organic soybeans, water, Lactobacillus, the bacteria or spores, glasses or cups to keep the natto in portions, pressure cooker or a large pot, bowl for mixing and spoon, tray where all the cups fit, lamp with a regular light bulb that heats up, large icebox with lid where the tray and lamp fit inside, newspaper, paper towels, scotch tape, and a thermometer. Number 1. Soak the beans. Soak the organic soybeans for 24 hours. The optimal way to do this is to have warm water, not warmer than 55 Celsius or 131 Fahrenheit. Add something sour to the water, like lemon juice or vinegar, to lower the pH value. This will create a perfect environment for the enzyme phytase to work on eliminating the phytic acid. Change the water a few times. If you want, you can also grind a few rye grains and add them to the water. Rye has high amounts of the enzyme phytase and breaks down the phytates. Cook the beans. Wash and cook the beans. They should be soft enough to eat. If you use a pressure cooker, it may take 15 to 30 minutes. 3. Prepare the fermentation cups. Pour boiling water into the cups to disinfect them. We do not want other types of bacteria to compete with the ones that we will add. Also disinfect the bowl and spoon where you will be mixing the beans with the bacteria. 4. Prepare the fermentation box. Put a lamp and a thermometer inside of the ice box. Turn on the light and let the lid be a little open so that the temperature inside of the box will stay around 40 degrees Celsius or 103 Fahrenheit. 5. Prepare the beans for the fermentation. Strain the beans and put them into the mixing bowl. If you have already made natto, then mix some of it with water and mix that into the beans. Make sure that the beans are still warm, but not boiling hot. They should be around 40 to 50 Celsius or 104 to 122 Fahrenheit. Work quickly to put them into the cups. If on the other hand you have bacteria spores, then follow the instructions on the package and mix the mixture into the beans. Divide the beans into the cups. Place the cups on the tray. Put 2 layers of paper towels over them and wrap the whole tray and cups in 2 sheets of newspaper. Use the tape to hold it together. Do not use plastic wrap, as the bacteria need oxygen to ferment. 6. Ferment. Place the wrapped tray into the fermentation box and check now and then to make sure that the temperature is around 40 Celsius, 104 Fahrenheit, for the first 10 hours. After 10 hours, you can increase the temperature to slightly below 50 degrees Celsius or 122 Fahrenheit and keep it there for 4 hours. After a total of 14 hours, you lower the temperature back to 40 degrees Celsius or 103 Fahrenheit. Keep the fermentation going for 10 more hours. After a total of 24 hours, you can turn off the light in the fermentation box and let the beans slowly reach room temperature. 7. Keep them in the fridge for 24 hours. You can now cover each cup with plastic and keep it in the fridge for 24 hours. 8. Store the natto in the freezer. After 24 hours in the fridge, you may store the natto in the freezer. In the fridge, natto will keep for a week. In the freezer, it will keep much longer. You can download the natto recipe in our link as a PDF file. I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. You can access the full recipe at stayonthehealthtrack.com/natto-recipe. Thanks for watching.